All right, welcome to my new home. We are going to be doing a tour today. I'm so excited to show you because this is going to be so awesome. I will also be showing you all of the plans that I have drawn up and mocked up for the design. First of all, this is our view from our front window. Far cry better than the neighborhood we were in before. Big old field. I don't know what they're going to plant there, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome to watch it grow. All right, so front door is right here. Walk in to the right. This is what they're using currently as the dining room, or what they designed to be the dining room. However, I'm gonna go to our regular. This is actually pretty small. We have 5 children, and you could not get in a table big enough to seat us all in here. So what I decided that we're gonna do is we are actually going to close this up right here. That goes into the kitchen. We're gonna close that wall up. We're also gonna close this wall up, but put some big glass doors right here and turn this into a library / office. So we'll have a desk back here, library built-ins, probably a full wall of library built-ins on this side, and then this will be closed up right here, and probably put a piano in here. And then a big cozy chair. We'll have wall molding on this side. It's gonna be so beautiful and functional. This is where we'll do all of our homeschooling and office work and stuff like that. And then hallway right here. This is just a basic coat closet. Haven't decided what we're gonna do with this yet because we want somewhere to be able to put all of our kids' coats and shoes, and we've had a closet this size and we already know it's not gonna be big enough. So the thought was, on here, this will be a little sitting area, like a formal sitting room. And then I think I might do a bench with drawers underneath right here for shoes, and lockers on either side, and then pegs in the middle just for extra, kind of a mudroom storage situation. Again, wall molding on all the walls. I would like to do built-ins on this side because over here, I'll show you what we have planned for that, but we'll probably put our TV right here on the wall with a sofa right here, some chairs, and then this will be kind of our little formal living room. It's not very big, so we'll have to see how that works for us. But over here, this is a bigger room, and this is what they originally used as their family room, but because we won't have a dining room, this will become our new dining room. We'd like to host a lot. And so this will have a nice big table with a lot of chairs, plenty of room on either side to back the chairs up, which will be really nice. I'm probably gonna refinish this fireplace somehow. I haven't decided yet. This mantle is really tall. I assume because it was a wood burning fireplace at one point. I think it's got like a pilot light in there now for a gas insert. But the clearance probably just had to be really high, which is why they did that. Anyway, we're gonna take that down, lower it, put in a gas insert right there, and then built-ins probably on either side. We've looked at potentially moving this wall, taking it out and making this one big living space, but this is a load-bearing wall, and it's like a really complicated load-bearing wall. It's not just one that you could beam, because down below, I'll show you in the basement, there's posts below it. And in order for us to put a beam across this, we would have to create posts on the basement floor below, which would involve digging down and pouring footings, and it would just be a huge undertaking. So we don't know if we can do that or not, but we're gonna have a contractor come out and look at it for us and see what he thinks. And this flooring is pretty, however, it is fake. It's not like real wood or anything. There's gaps all over the place. It doesn't match. There's also multiple levels right here. You'll see there's this dated tile floor right here, and there's a step up onto it that's like a tripping hazard. So we're gonna rip out all of this flooring and replace it with just wood. Maybe not real wood, but it'll be all cohesive. Plus, I don't love tile in a kitchen. It's sturdy, but it's cold, and things break, especially when you have young kids. Like, we would be breaking our glass stuff all the time. Anyway, so plan is, here's our kitchen. It's a good sized kitchen. I'm actually really happy with the kitchen. However, we are gonna change the layout a little bit. We're going to increase the size of the kitchen by, we're gonna take this door out and these windows. We're gonna flatten this wall right here. Take out this bay window area. Move the door over probably here. And then, since this will be flat, we'll actually bring this fridge around and put it over here on this wall right here. Cut off the peninsula, turn it to make an island. Okay, so this will give us a longer stretch right here, and we'll have a longer island right here. So we'll have more counter space. You'll be able to go all the way around. And right here, this is our pantry. It's fine. It's not as big as what we currently have, but what we're going to do, so this right here is ducting. This will have to stay. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip out this whole pantry. Remember that this is gonna be closed up, and we're gonna rip this out, and we're gonna do floor to ceiling cabinetry all the way to there. And then we're gonna add an appliance garage where we can just put our toaster, our air fryer, our blender, all of the appliances, the small appliances that we use every day, and they're just gonna live right there. We'll just be able to pull them out, use them, put them back. So we won't have to be hefting them from countertop to countertop, whatever. So we'll do that there in the middle, and then just floor to ceiling cabinetry on either side that will either become pantry or, let me show you, this goes out to the garage, okay? We will get rid of this half wall here. The fridge is gonna be over on that side. We have some big plans for outside that might allow us to build a pantry on. And what we would do is we would remove the microwave. That would go in our little appliance garage. We would get a 36-inch range. We would cut the cabinets off right here, and then instead right here we would have a doorway going into the pantry that we're gonna try to add on to on the back side. And then we'll center the range on this wall and the new doorway right here, and put a range hood above it. So we'll have doorway, range, doorway, and then the cabinets will be there. That will eliminate this corner business, which I feel like is gonna be a much more efficient use of space. I don't love corner cabinets at all. So we'll get rid of the corner cabinets, which will be nice. And then we'll add on a big pantry. So we'll have all of this extra storage, a big extra storage for the pantry, plus extra cabinetry this way. It's gonna be so good. I'm excited. We also I wanna make this bigger because I'm gonna show you the backyard, you guys. The backyard is why we bought this house. But I want to make this window bigger, wider, so that we have a better view. Bring it down lower so that the view is better too. And that will also allow more natural light in, because we're going to be losing the natural light from this right here. So maybe put in 2 windows or just an extra long one, we don't know. But anyway, that's the kitchen plan. And let me show you the mock-up we have. I have done several mock-ups. I don't know which one we're gonna do yet and how all that's gonna work out. But I know that I do want there to be color. Stuart doesn't like the stark white of anything. So we're gonna make it a little less boring with more color here. Okay, so this is the downstairs. There is a bathroom right here. I have not done a mock-up of this bathroom yet because it is not even close to being a priority. But it has lots of potential, I think. Hopefully we can make it really nice. Let's see, here is our basement area. So these are the columns, the pillars that I was talking about that are holding up the wall above it. So we would have to do some major structural stuff on this side if there are no footings to hold up the weight of the wall, which I'm guessing there are not. So little closet right there. Our plans for this space, we will keep toys down here. I might do some sort of like toy built-ins here. And then over here, we'll have our sofa here. I will probably do built-ins right here for our entertainment center. And then over here, we've got a little storage room under the stairs. That could be a fun playhouse, but we'll probably just use it for storage. And then this is just a little extra bonus room. There's no closet, so it can't technically be a bedroom. The last owners had this as an office. And then in here, we've got more storage right here. So this is probably where we'll put all of our food storage and things like that. One thing that's really exciting about this, I don't know, if you guys are not familiar with construction, maybe this is not gonna be exciting to you, but for us, you see these trusses? These are called web trusses. What this means is that it will make it extremely easy for us to go through and thread wire through because there are no ceiling lights anywhere in the house. There's like fans, but we want the recessed lighting. And so this kind of truss means that you don't have to drill through every single one because you can just thread it through all the way down. So that's exciting. They've already got the shelving here, which is nice. So yeah, that's the basement. Okay, this is the master bedroom. Hi, baby. I have big plans for this room. It's gonna be really, really nice. We've got a king bed. This is a queen right here, but we've got a king mattress. We're gonna center on this wall. And then I'm gonna do some raised panel wall molding and some faux beams that are gonna go up here and in the center right here. Update that chandelier. On this side, we'll probably just put our TV and and a console table. And then obviously paint and decorate everything. Right here is our closet. I would like to do a custom built walk-in closet. It'll have drawers, it'll have shelves, it'll have all kinds of fancy stuff in here, hopefully. We'll see. I haven't done much designing for that one yet. Then over here, we've got the bathroom. This is a nice big storage closet I'm excited about right here. And then tub, I would like to replace this with a freestanding tub. Do some wall molding, make it look real nice and pretty. This vanity is very low. It's standard, but we had like a 50-inch one or a 48 or something inch one in our last house, and it was much easier for us to do stuff with. Plus, I don't like having two sinks. A lot of people love the two sinks. I don't like having it because then you don't have places to put your stuff. So I may do something similar here that we did in our last house where we have the one sink.
The idea of two sinks.
I'm not.
Because of how much of your stuff ends up on my side.
It'll end up in your sink if anyway. So with the other one, I had just a countertop here and an empty space underneath where could have a bench, and it became my little makeup station, which was very handy for me. So toilet, and then we've got a nice big shower. I would like to do a double shower head right here, one on each side. And then probably pull out this insert, do tile, take it all the way up. I thought about maybe doing a barrel ceiling in here too, just starting right there. Barrel ceiling, that would be pretty, but take out the flooring, redo all of that, and there you go. Okay, here's another bedroom. I don't know whose room is gonna be whose, but these rooms, I'm not gonna be doing built-ins in the rooms. I might consider doing just a little bench right here. But otherwise we're just gonna do probably wallpaper and paint or molding or whatever we decide to do with these rooms, and then customize the closet. Okay, so this is our current laundry room. I've got some different ideas for things that I want to do here. We haven't figured out if we're going to be doing 2 side-by-sides or a stackable. A stackable would give us a lot more room for storage in here. I'm not sure how much storage we're actually going to need. And I would also like it to be side-by-side so that my kids can do their own laundry, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to reach to switch laundry. But what I would like to do is just take out these doors right here and just build in everything custom so that it's nice and pretty, and then potentially put doors on the laundry cupboard or whatever, make them cupboards, and then just, I don't know, wallpaper, something real pretty. And then also we'd probably tile the floor right here. There's a built-in pan right here with a drain so that if it overflows, it all goes down the drain, but we'll see how we can change that out. Okay, this is the main bathroom that services the bedrooms up here. I've considered some different design plans for this one, and I think I finally landed on one or something similar to it that I want to do. I will probably take out this insert and replace the tub. I want the tub to be taller. We have little boys and they are big fans of bath time, and they will climb in there and turn on the water and plug it up, and that just doesn't sit right with me. So I'd like to do, in our current house, or in our house we just moved out of, the tub is taller so they can't just climb into it. And so I'd like to do something like that. And then, yeah, we'll probably I would like to widen this out, take this out further, because that's just kind of wasted space right there. And then just redo the walls and the flooring. We would probably do some sort of pretty tile in here. Okay, another bedroom. Same sort of thing. I've considered maybe doing a window bench right here that I think would be really nice. I do not like these shutters. They're like the luxury kind that are like big money, you know, they put it in the 90s or whatever. But we just have such a good view that they block the view even when they're open. Like, they're just in the way. And so I'm going to show you guys the outside in just a minute. So we'll get there. But yeah, we're going to take off these and probably just put automated roller shades or something in there that we can set to a timer. And then this closet, it's just standard. We'll probably customize the closets at some point, but for now these shelves are more than sufficient. Okay, last bedroom. Same sort of thing, wallpaper, wall molding, closet, customization, and probably my girls will probably share this one at some point, and so we'll probably put like 2 little individual twin beds or something like that in here. We'll see. And then we've got a big old linen closet in the hallway, which is very nice. This is probably where we'll keep our vacuum, so I'll have to customize this and redo this shelving just so that we'll have room to put a vacuum in here, but this will be nice. Okay, I'm gonna show you this backyard. Oh. We're on a full acre here, and it is like, it's not just a full acre, it's a park. So let me show you this deck we got going on. All right, so this is the deck coming out the back door. This is super nice. Stuart does not like the pergola. He wants it to be watertight so that we can come out here and watch, you know, thunderstorms or whatever. So we will probably end up taking this all off. We actually will anyway, just because this pop out is going away, remember? And it's attached to the pop out. So we'll take off the pergola. We'll pull everything down. We can reuse the wood. I mean, actually reuse the wood for something I'll show you in a minute. But let me show you the plans for this area. So because we like to do a lot of hosting, this patio is very nice. However, or this deck, sorry. It's nice, but I don't like the double level. There's not enough room up there to put a sofa and like a picnic table, you know? So what I think we're gonna do is that door is gonna be moved over, and then we're gonna build this deck, essentially the same thing, except it'll be covered on this half of the house. And then underneath it will be open instead of like this. We'll pour a big concrete pad that extends from this house, that's from this side of the house to the other side, and then move the whole deck over, build it over here, and then it'll be open underneath for the girls to park their bikes and toys and stuff. Their outdoor toys, like the things that we have for that. And then all of this will be concrete, which means that from here all the way over here is gonna be concrete pad. So in this corner, we're gonna extend it out here. In this corner, we're gonna do our fire pit and chairs all the way around it. And then we'll have room for some picnic tables, and they'll have just umbrellas or whatever covering them, because the covered portion will be over on that side. And then what we really want to do is we've actually considered a couple of different things, and we're having some contractors come out this week to tell us what's feasible. The big plans that we wanted to do was actually bring everything forward, demo the deck, demo the patio, and add on to the back of the house, which would extend the kitchen, extend the living room, extend the basement, give us so much more room in all of those places. And then we would just, you know, build the deck behind it, right? We would actually build the deck into it, right? So it would be a peaked roof and it would cover the patio, so we wouldn't have to like build an extra deck cover. If that's not feasible, for us, either for cost or just the amount of, you know, because those are exterior walls. They would have to completely do they would have to put a beam across the back if we wanted to open it up all the way. And anyway, it might not work. But if it doesn't, then our plan B is to flatten all of this out. There would actually be a step down from the back. So that's the current garage. We would basically just extend the garage beyond the house, probably 4 feet or so. And then put a door on it right here. And this would become a workshop / storage area. So half of it would be our pantry, because this is the kitchen and this is the pantry that I was talking about. So the door to the pantry would become right here, and then we would make it probably 6 or 7 feet deep. And then from here over to here would be workshop. And so that would be awesome. If we could do that, we'd have to move the AC, and we'd probably just move it around to this side of the house. And then we'd probably put some sort of driveway or something around here that I could pull the van out and unload wood and other stuff that we would be, you know, putting in the workshop. And that's where we'd keep all of our tools and everything on this side. So that would be awesome, but let me show you guys this yard. Okay. It just keeps going and going and going, and it is a park. Is that not the most stunning yard? This is so cool. This grass is like beautiful, and there's not a sprinkler in sight. Stuff just grows here on its own, and it's amazing. We have a ton of big plans for this yard, okay? Let me tell you what they are. First of all, I have been dreaming of doing a sidewalk, not just any sidewalk. It would basically become a bike track for my kids. So we would just this would be a DIY, and it would be a huge undertaking, but we would just pour a big sidewalk. We're going to have fencing. We need to fence in our kids and our dog. But we don't want to do a privacy fence because I feel like it will ruin the view. So we'll probably, these neighbors have this kind of fence right here going on, which is nice, but it would be expensive. So we're going to kind of meet in the middle and do something more like this, except nicer. It's it would be a hog wire fence, right? And we can make it really pretty. and it would just come all the way down on this edge of the property, and then it would go back there and meet up with this neighbor's fence. So that's how far our fenced area would be. And then we would do a sidewalk that just circles the area. This right here is a garden / greenhouse, and we're actually not going to keep that there. We are going to we're going to cut that off about right here and run the sidewalk in front of it. And then this will become our new chicken coop. So we'll build in a chicken coop and then a run right there that'll just kind of be long and skinny. And then the sidewalk will come in front of it. And then probably right here, we haven't finalized any of these designs yet, but right here would be a kids' playhouse where we would do, we would curb around it. We would put probably rubber mulch in the bottom. And then we would have a sandbox underneath a platform that has a little playhouse on it. And then we want to bury a trampoline right here. I don't know, maybe we'll switch places with it. We'll probably trim these branches to go up a little higher. But yeah, so this will be kind of a kids' play area, chicken coop. And then on this side, we'll have sidewalk, right? And it's going to be a big loop all the way around so that my kids can just ride around and around and around. I've got 2 busy little boys that would just be out here for hours if we could get that in. And so once we get it all fenced off and the chicken coop is built, we're actually going to be taking this tree out probably, and I'm going to build my garden. It'll be a fenced garden right in this area, where it'll get plenty of sunshine. We have lots of trees, so this one will be fine if we don't keep it. But we're gonna put my garden area right here, and then on this side we're gonna be digging out a bunch of dirt from where the trampoline is, and so we're probably gonna be using that dirt to bury a tube. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen those, like if you go to a pumpkin patch in the fall, or they have their little parks and they make slides out of them. They're like huge, 36-inch, 48-inch tubes. We want to get a section of that, maybe 2, and then bury it so it's like a little hill, and that they can use, in the wintertime we can use it as a sledding hill. We'll probably just plant grass to go on top of it, and then they can go inside the little tunnels for the tubes. So it'll be just another little grassy playing area, but with a hill on it. So that's kind of our plan for that. And then this will all be garden. It's going to be a vegetable garden. I want to put a little garden shed either up against the fence, or maybe on this side actually, where we can access it from both sides, because this little shed will have our yard tools, like for trimming and weed eating and our lawnmower and all of that. But this will have, a little one will have like fertilizer, and my little, it'll be like a little potting shed, just a little mini guy. And it'll go into, probably be inside, at least half of it will be inside the garden fence. That'll probably, be a good size. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Stuart wants to have a big grassy area open right here so that we can, play football and stuff. Oh, the other big thing, outside of this fence, on the other side, we want to do a sport court. So where we put that, we don't know exactly. Maybe just right here on the outside of the fence, and we'll just pour a big concrete pad. We'll probably have a basketball hoop on one side, and it'll also be a pickleball court where we can play pickleball, and we'll have lights and stuff in there and all that. So that's kind of our ideas for the backyard. I'm just so excited. Stuart wants to put bees in the very back, which will be really exciting, because that backs up to, there's just woods back there for miles. So we will have, he wants to put bees right there in the, right in the tree line probably, so that we can have our honey, and then those back there, I don't know if you can see those are blackberry bushes. So we're gonna plant our raspberries, blackberries, and our strawberries will probably be here in the garden, but we'll probably have some berries growing freely back there. And yeah, what else can I add to this yard to make it awesome? Like for my kids, what other ideas do you have? We're gonna have lots of landscaping around on the outsides of the sidewalk. I want to do some sitting areas, so I'll have like a hammock, you know, I'll have some benches just kind of strewn about, just because I like to have lots of seating throughout the garden areas. I want to have, you know, if we're having a kids play area here, I want to have a bench where I can just come sit out and watch them if I want to. So we'll have lots of seating. Like I said, on this side, we're going to have this sidewalk that comes around so that if we have events here, like weddings or whatever, then guests can just come around this side through, you know, around the sidewalk, through the arbor, through the gate. We'll have some, you know, seating here and stuff. I plan on making this just so beautiful with lots of plants and lots of open space, lots of cute things. We're gonna have a cute chicken coop with a cute run, cute garden with a cute garden shed. This will probably get a paint job right here. I don't even know what we can put here. Maybe just more landscaping, roses, I don't know. We could do a lot. So if you have any other ideas, I'd love to hear them. So that's the official tour of the house. I am really excited to get working on this. This is gonna be obviously a years long project. But if you guys have any suggestions for cool things that I can do with my house, I am all ears. It's gonna be beautiful. It's going to be luxury, high-end on the inside, pretty manicured on the outside. It's gonna be a ton of work. It's gonna be mostly DIY. Obviously there's some things that we're not gonna be able to DIY, like if we do our garage or the addition, but we'll be doing all of the finished work and stuff for that if we do end up going that direction. So anyway, thanks for watching.